Oh yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get to bang the gavel. We'd like to call this July 14th meeting of the Police Services Board to order. Call to order and land acknowledgement on July 14th, 2026. We acknowledge that this sacred land on which Smith Falls is now located has been a site of human activity for over 10,000 years and is rich in indigenous history. This land is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation. We are grateful to the Algonquin ancestors who cared for the land and water in order that we might meet here today. We are also grateful to the Algonquin people for their contribution in making of the Rideau Canal, which runs through Smith Falls. People for their, missed that spot. We are mindful of broken covenants and the need to reconcile with all of our relations. Together, may we care for this land and each other, drawing on strength of our mutual history of nation building through peace and friendship, being mindful of generations to come. Chair's remarks. Welcome, everybody. We're going to introduce, I would like Chief MP to introduce the members of our YIPPY. I like you saying that word, YIPPY. YIPPY! YIPPY-IA. YIPPY, Youth and Policing Initiative. So if you wouldn't mind introducing them and the board.
I have Constable Keoghan here as well, who's looking after the program. They've already hit the ground running. They started the day before Canada Day, so come on up.
I'm sure they're in good hands with Constable Keoghan.
They are. So we've got Andrew here, Remy here, we've got Madison and Paris. And they're all either at the high school right now, currently going to Smith Falls High School, or they're graduating. Remy just graduated this year. All four of them have an interest in law enforcement in some ways, canine officer, criminologist, forensics. So hopefully through their experience here, they'll be able to see different things. Sometimes, I know in July 23rd, they're going to the Youth and Policing, where is it in?
It's the Ripple Effect Forum hosted by Durham Police in
Oshawa. And then they're going to work with Brockville and Gananoque for a day, do some defensive tactics, as well as maybe seeing canine officer, who knows, and forensics. So try and get a lot of experience for them. But,
nobody said they wanted to be a criminal, no? None?
Oh!
No. The other side of law enforcement. That's good.
So we had 21 candidates, and they really impressed Officer Keoghan and Officer Dewey and Farrier as well. So yeah, looking forward to a summer with them all, and it's great. I had a chance to talk to them all yesterday, so I think Andrew's going to talk a little bit about their fundraiser. Come on up here.
So at our graduation in August, we're going to be choosing an organization to give money to. We're going to fundraise over the summer. One of our fundraisers we've chosen is a bake sale. We're going to sell them at Movies on the Stars a couple times over the summer. You guys want to pass things around. At the same time, we are going to be innovating with Big Brothers and Sisters Community, who we've also chosen as our organization. That's all I have. Starting July 30th.
Very good.
You guys want to just stand over here and get a picture? One thing too is their graduation will be August 21st. I know there's no board meeting. It's going to be between 1 and 4 up here.
August, what was
21st.
I think I'm free that day.
Graduation with them and their families.
Where do you want us to come, or do you want us to?
Sure.
Do you want to come on, board.
I just wanted to get a quick picture of our. We haven't done a picture yet.
You want us to stand behind?
Sure.
Okay. Here, guys.
This is where you're
Stand behind.
Well,
I would encourage the rest of the board.
Thank you.
Where do you want to come on? Oh, look at you guys. Aren't you all smart?
The two in the back, the two on the side. That's perfect.
Good. Can you? Is this my
That's your good side.
as good as it gets?
That's perfect. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
So what's Madison, Chris?
So you're
Are you from?
I'm in grade 11.
And you're from Smith Falls?
Yes.
Whereabouts you live?
congratulations.
Thank you.
Where's school? I live over by 5th Street.
Oh, nice. Very
Yeah.
Chris.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you around over the summer. Paris, this was
Done now.
congratulations, great to have you on board. Good to see you around over the summer.
Yeah, hopefully, yes. No.
Enjoy.
Well, thanks again to the board for really promoting this initiative. It's
Yippee.
wonderful, yeah. It is.
You just like saying that.
I love saying that.
So they'll be busy this summer, that's for sure. Okay, next we have a special constable. She hasn't been appointed yet. So Brianna Pratt comes from the Perth area. She originally had some human resources experience. She just got married too, so we allowed a couple of days off of that.
From the Perth area, we won't hold that against
Yeah, but so
Perth.
something different. They go through an extensive 3-week training program to get this special constable position, but the board has to appoint her. So she just wrote her exam yesterday. We're waiting for the results on that, and then we'll arrange with board members to get that done so she can get the ground running and join Special Constable Farrier.
Can we pass a motion that we don't have to have a special meeting, that we could appoint her when she gets the credentials? Do we need to, is that all right?
Sure, you can do that.
We can add it up to the new business if you like.
Sorry, I was not politically correct. Yes.
We'll just do a picture with the
Oh.
board. So this is the board chair, Chris Smear. This is mayor and vice chair.
On both things. Welcome.
Congratulations
on both.
Cheryl, come on, Sean, come down and then those two can.
We're all in the front now?
I guess so.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Our 30-30 initiative is working very well.
Just so you know. Mary's many times, it's like they're not supposed to stand on the end.
Oh, is that thanks? Yeah. So that's why you jumped it.
Perfect, thank you.
Seriously, that's the truth.
Congratulations, Anna.
Yippee.
Golf trips don't stand.
Oh, we want to stay.
You guys want to stay there?
Let's stay here, let's stay here.
So last but definitely not least, I want to introduce our two new constables, Constable Ryan Parent and Constable Hannah Gazdick. So both of them did an excellent job, very high marks at the Ontario Police College, as well as as a big class, they raised over $26,000 for children living with cancer in the south area of Ontario. I think they had a great time. I talked to them a few times about their experience at OPC, and they both are with their coach officers now, and they've already had a couple of unfortunate heavy duty calls, sudden death, and certainly the incident that happened the other day with the gentleman that was found deceased in the water. Both of them have carried themselves already very professionally and respectfully, and they're just going to be a great addition to our team. So we're very excited to have them both.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, we'll try.
Try to be on both sides, Oh, not on the end you said it.
No. Chris, you're here for comedy relief today?
My wife said, you're hyper.
Thank you.
All right.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
Great job.
That's it. Thank you
Nobody
very
else?
much. No, that's it. Yeah.
I'm so happy to see a full audience. I was kind of on leave. Yeah, and now they're all leaving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. We're going in camera for.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
See you guys. Yippee.
We can sit on the roof.
There.
Yeah.
Amendments to the agenda. Oh.
Mr. Chair, if we could formally at the appointment of the special constable.
Where would you like to see that?
Right, that's.
G?
It would be 10F.
Sorry, 10F is what I was saying.
And I have one addition, an in-camera item HR as well, please.
special counsel.
Chief, I do have HR staff updated C.
Okay, I'll just add it into that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine, thank you.
Okay. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and or conflict of interest and general nature thereof. Anybody? Do I need a motion to go in camera?
Yes.
Yes. Can I have a motion to go in camera? Rob, Chris, all in favor? I take it Andrew's not here today, so we'll carry on without him.
Not even in spirit.
Not even in spirit. That Yeppy's a great program though, just to get kids head in the right direction. We're back live. Welcome, everybody. We're just come out of an in-camera meeting. We've approved the minutes from the last in-camera meeting. We discussed a litigation matter, updating on the staff that are off on different facets. Another litigation matter, and we discussed the inspector of policing policies and procedures that's now in place. And we have to make sure that all of our policies and procedures are in compliance. We discussed security of property, and then we also discussed with Deputy MP not resigning, retiring. We have to start looking at filling that position. So we had a discussion on that. Correspondence. July 5th, 2026, letter from Kelly Denham, outstanding matters and additional issues identified. Anybody wish to speak to that? I will speak to it, but I just want to know if anybody else. I prepared a bit of a statement here. Ms. Denham, I have observed your correspondence for the last several months. I was not sure if it was attributed to political grandstanding. As one of the candidates, that's one of their issues now. One of the candidates for mayor seems to have a police governance as part of their mandate. We all know that there's a municipal election coming in October. Or was it something to do with the incident that happened last summer where we're not quite sure what's brought on your sudden interest in the Smith Falls Police Services Board? I do agree with Chief MP that your correspondence appears to be AI generated, your questions and responses. The Smith Falls Police Service response times are an approximate, as our town covers approximately 9 square kilometers, and at the largest point is approximately 3.5 kilometers long. I find it somewhat disturbing that somebody says that the OPP could have a quicker response time. If you compare this to the Lanark County, which is policed by the OPP, it is 2,979 square kilometers, or roughly 300 and some times the size of Smith Falls, and roughly 78 kilometers wide at its longest point. So this stands to reason that our response times for an emergency call will be a fraction of the OPP's response time. For obvious reasons, the Inspector of Policing does not allow police response times to become public information. You don't want somebody to know in Hopetown that it takes the police 8 minutes to respond and the corner store is being robbed in Hopetown. So it's obvious that we don't publish response times are not public information. As the Smith Falls Police Services Board is a board under the town of Smith Falls, it would stand to reason that our delegation rules would follow that of the town council's delegation rules. But unfortunately, the Police Services Board does not get that many requests for delegations, as we are simply not as sexy as town council. The board policies have now been posted online. If there's any particular policy that you would like us to review, please let us know and the reasoning behind this request. The Chief and Smith Falls Police Services are not a matter. This Chief and Smith Falls Police Services policies are not a matter of public record because of officer safety and are not available for public viewing. Nor will we be commenting them on at the board meeting. I trust this will make your respond to most of your answers or most of your questions. If not, please feel free in September to send us another letter. Thank you. Any other comments? Good. Approval of minutes looking for a motion that the June 16, 2026 Police Services Board minutes be approved as circulated. Rob, Sean, all in favor? Business arising from previous meeting. I don't think there's anything to discuss. New business. Board policies updates. Mr. Panko.
Yes, the board policies that were approved at our last meeting are on the town website, Section of Human Service, for about 2 weeks now. There are 266 pages. I'm not sure the exact number of policies, over 100 policies. But for the public wants an opportunity to review all board policies, they are all, I believe they are all now posted as required under the new CSPI.
Any other comments? The 2026 budget monitor for June, Chief MP.
So no issues with the budget thus far. Sent it out yesterday. I just got it from Town Hall yesterday. They're still working on some of the lines for salary through their new Workzone Assist, but there's no issues with that as well. The board secretary salary is in our part-time wages, so just for clarity, that's where the salary stems from there. Other than that, the deputy chief's going to highlight our bike night, but overall budget, we're riding fine.
It was sent out to us yesterday.
The
No, the budget.
Yes, it
Or the
was.
budget
Yes.
monitor.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I will get my proper website address or web address very quickly.
If not, I'll give you a copy before you go. I'll just
That'd be-
photocopy
yeah.
some
Perfect.
for you. But overall, it looks good. There's one out of budget item that we had to utilize for bike nights, which would coincide with any big event that we have, is portable radios. We have only so many for our staff. Each of them don't have their own portable radio, which is fine. They sit at a docking station, but when you have a large event that you're having other police officers attend for, we needed some extra radios. So the rental fee for the radios can be costly because they have to program it to our portable radios. Other than that, the budget looks fine.
Do we want to disclose what that amount
It's
was?
just over $7,000.
Oh, when I was there for our quick meeting on Thursday, I noticed that there is enough to run
It is, yeah.
a town. Yeah.
It makes sense to do because you want to be on the same channel. You want your comms to be able to hear all of everybody, and for officer safety, especially in public safety, that you want officers to be able to speak to each other on the same channel. So if you have Gananoque, if you have OPP, we're all on different channels. So to have the one channel, we had Frontline Communications do that for us and lend us the radios. Radios aren't cheap. They are expensive to even buy them. So, and certainly we don't need to have those on hand all the time. To purchase them would be quite the expense. So to rent them.
And the 7,000 is for the next 2 months also?
That's right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, so
instead
it's
of
not a
back and
one-time.
forth, we just one time kept them and use them for the 3 bike nights. But deputy's going to speak to it, but it was a great event. I know it was really hot. We were just talking about that with Sherry and Leslie, and it was extremely hot that day. But and I think that's what some of the crowd didn't attend to, but it was still a great event. And down at Lower Reach Park for the bike parade, it was very hot as well. And I did feel bad for the band members. They had to play under, but there's no tents or coverage. It was really hot down there, but no, it was a great event and our budget.
What time did
overall is
What time did
good.
the storm hit? 4
I think it was
o'clock?
3:30,
3:30, 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
I drove home from Portland in the boat at 7 o'clock. It wasn't very pleasant. It wasn't a very pleasant drive.
There was a mass exodus for some of the motorcycles. Some of the bikes stayed in the middle of the street and they rode it out, which was fine because it cleared up a bit after. But geez, you'd want to make it home before, especially being on a motorcycle. I always worry about people hitting them on the roadway. So, but no, everything.
It'd be interesting to see if we get the same thing again tonight. The weather's just about perfect for it. So
Yeah. Anyways, so that's your budget. If there's any questions, I'll have it posted and I'll get some copies for you while the deputy's speaking.
procedural bylaw refresh, that comes from Secretary Costello, apparently.
Thank you. Just a quick update. So now with my role somewhat new as secretary, I'd like to go through the current procedural bylaw and refresh it and just update it with any new legislation or any new procedures. I'm hoping to bring that forward to the next meeting in September.
Right now our meeting was scheduled, can I say that? Our meeting was scheduled for September 15th. We've moved it back to September 1st because we don't have a meeting in August. So
Okay.
we're gonna go to September 1st, and that, both Sean and I were away for September 15th meeting. So
Okay.
if that works well, you'll have to check both your schedules. But we're gonna go to the 8th, which is the day right after Labor Day. Actually, we thought it would be just as easy to move back to September 1st. So see how that works for you and the deputy.
I'll send you.
Okay. Mr. Dobson, would you care to discuss your ride along?
Not much to say. Very fortunate to go on my first ride along, which probably should have done 10 years ago. And certainly something I would encourage all board members to partake in. Just incredible to watch these group of men and ladies work. Saw some interesting things, but very impressed with the way they worked together. It was, fortunately, I guess it was a pretty quiet day in the town, which was, they might want to get me to go again, but just enlightening to see how they work and collaborate together and exactly what they do when they're on the job. So just glad to have had the opportunity.
I'd like to go on a Friday or Saturday night of a full
Doesn't
moon. I think that would be.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Because it went crazy that night. That was a Tuesday, so.
Yeah, it's a great thing for board members to do, for sure.
Strategic plan update, the
So
chief.
We've had a few meetings with the Queen's University business students. Surveys have gone out to our stakeholders and to internal survey as well. We just had to have the students tweak one part of the survey for the public, and it's going to go out today. I had our social media person put together a bit of a poster for it that we'll share. There's going to be 2 virtual town hall meetings that anyone could participate in to give their input on the future of the Smith Falls Police Service. And it is,
July
July.
20th,
hang on here.
2:30 to 3:30 and
Yeah.
7:30 to 8:30
That's right.
virtually.
Yeah.
So
So there's going to be a QR code they can register for those town halls. We'll get it out today. I just got the proof this morning. So once we look at it, and I'll send it to yourself and the mayor as well, just to take a look. It looks good. It looks good to me. And it takes about 5 to 10 minutes for the surveys. It's open to all Smith Falls residents, and we'll share it with all of our networks. And then, sorry to talk up on that, one of the prof is going to come down and leave some copies around that for people that don't have access to computers or social media. We'll leave copies in places that we think people will be able to do it by hand. We'll leave some here at Town Hall. And certainly if anyone wants a copy, we'll leave it at the police station as well, and certain apartment buildings. I think we spoke of that.
Yeah.
And then
in the mall and different buildings like that. Yeah.
so it's coming along positively. Any questions from anybody on the strat plan?
They're very involved, the students. There's no question about that. Or the Queen's University students are very, very, very. I don't know how many other municipalities or municipal police forces they're doing, but there's quite a few we talked about.
Yeah, they're doing Brockville as well, Brockville Police.
And-
Different students, but
Yeah.
they're also doing their strat plan at the same time.
F, appointment of special constable. This was a new agenda item. Basically, we would like, as we have no meeting in August right now, we would like to look at the special constable once she gets her credentials, that we would approve the hiring of her. And I guess we could just make a motion based on that. That it once, sorry, what was her first name? Or
Brianna.
Once Brianna gets her credentials, that the Smith Falls Police Services Board agrees to hire her, bring her on. So, and sorry, you want to?
Is it the swearing in or is it
It's appointing, so the board appoints her as a special constable, so there's things she has to sign and do. 2 board members, it could be the chair and the vice chair. It doesn't have to be a formalized meeting, but the board has to appoint the specialist.
usually the chair or the vice chair just does that, right?
Yeah.
We can do that?
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
just
we
need
can agree.
we need a motion to.
Yeah.
Does somebody want to
I'll move it.
move it? Rob second. All in favor?
Was this in the budget?
Yes, yes.
So what are we approving?
That when she passes her exams or training.
Yeah, once she gets qualified, that we could.
Yeah. Under the CSPA, the board is the one that has to appoint her. So the board appoints her once she gets all of her training done, passes the exam, she now gets appointed by the board.
For a special constable.
So
This
it's
is
different officers.
That's correct, yeah.
So that's what I'm-
Yeah. all in favor then, or all unanimous? Okay.
Yeah, it's just the process.
Operational report. I'm kind of disappointed to say that Deputy Chief Kettle will be doing it instead of Dan King and his daughter watching. So we're going to be a little bit disappointed, but okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Light reading for you. I'll do my report. All staff there, King does. Get right to it, my votes. Keep
Push
up
goes
with me.
down. Call me.
There we are. Alright, here we go. On you. Obviously, happy to give the operation report for that encompasses June 2026. Nothing new, but another very busy month. So we'll just get through some of the things here and have some special items here I want to point out and highlight. So we had 740 occurrences registered in June. That was down from 753 in May. See the overall charges and arrests. We had 63 charges laid, criminal charges, and that's stemming from 24 arrests. Breach related charges, you'll see that we had a total of 15 out of the 63 criminal that were laid, which accounted for about 24% of our overall charges. As always, we just cover off some of our noteworthy cases. You can see our IPV cases at 35 are jumped significantly from May, which was 23. We seem to be in that 25 to 30 some odd range every month, unfortunately, but it just seems to be the way it is. Assaults are up a little bit. We had 11 in June, up from 7. With 4 family disputes, 7 bail violations, 3 break and enter investigations, 7 mischief, and our harassment type calls spiked at 11, up from 4. As always, mental health is a big component of our day-to-day policing too. Number of calls, with 29 calls for service, which was up from 24 in May. Out of those calls, there were 6 apprehensions, 4 by arrest and 2 by just voluntary coming to the hospital and being triaged there. Our hospital wait times went up a little bit on the top end. We were anywhere between 30 minutes up to 5.5 hours. Our mobile crisis response team nurses attended 5 calls, and like Staff Sergeant King pointed out last month, and I don't think we do our MCERT nurses as much justice with this figure, but I want to say that the fact that they went to 5 calls isn't reflective of their work with the other 25 calls that were there. They get notified and brought in every single mental health call we do, triggers a mental health response referral form, and they do a lot of background checks to ensure that the people that we are bringing in for mental health problems we're dealing with get the supports and services that they need. So just because it says 5 out of 29, I just want everybody to understand they're actually involved in every single mental health call we do every month. And it's a real credit to us and a credit to their program, because they're a massive resource for us behind the scenes once we're able to pull away out of the law enforcement mandate and turn over to the kind of the medical side of things. So, any questions with that? I don't know if I really made that clear enough over the past month, so I just want to make sure that you're aware of it. Proactive policing for June, we had 21 hours in foot patrol. I think that's separate. I'll have more on foot patrol we have a number of foot patrol officers on the Canada Day event, so that number I suspect will spike a little bit just based on that event alone. We had 39 hours of school visits, of course, which is you'll start to see that obviously wind down now that the summer's on and school's out. But we had a fairly significant presence up towards the end of the school year, just trying to interact with the kids and stuff as the school year was winding down. So pretty good showing there. We had 108 hours of community service, which is probably the highest I've ever seen, and that's a credit to all our officers attending certain events and going to different functions and things around town and being part of the community and stuff. The strength of our service obviously is our community service and our impact that we have there, and our officers are certainly glad to get involved in all the various things that are happening to the town. So that number is very significant and pretty proud to see that up there for the work they do, other than just their day-to-day policing activities. Bike patrol, 25 hours. Expect to see that more too for July, August, September, and hopefully even into October. Traffic enforcement complaints report. We had 16 collisions in June. You can see there was 2 private property, 8 on highway, and 6 failed to remain. Most of those failed to remain are usually parking lot drive-offs, things like that, which unfortunately are more common than we'd like. You can see we had 128 vehicle stops, and of those vehicle stops, there was 61 of those were issued charges, and there were 77 charges laid overall. So our folks are out there certainly doing a lot of good traffic proactive work, and educational stops and also enforcement stops. Criminal charges related to proactive traffic stops. We had 2 charges laid, which is good. People are starting to hopefully get the message. We've been trying to do a lot of criminal work on our proactive traffic stops. So we had 1 impaired driving charge and 1 with have care and control of motor vehicle. Our STEP initiative for June was equipment safety offenses, and there were 7 charges laid directly related to the June 2nd. So there was, like I said here, several educational and proactive stops by our officers. We like to try and do both and educate more than we charge if we can, but sometimes we just have to issue those charges, and they're doing a great job with that. Our impaired driving charges, as always, I like to highlight that. We've conducted 18 breath tests so far this year, and that's resulted in 16 persons being charged for impaired driving. So we're really starting to pay attention to impaired driving and try to keep those impaired drivers off the road for public safety. Step target for July will be impaired driving and alcohol-related offenses. And our top traffic enforcers in June were Constable Sly, Constables Robidoux, and Constable Gurman. They're doing a ton of traffic work for us, and pretty proud to see the work they're doing. Report from our criminal investigations branch. We're still working through the complex case with the aggravated assault of an infant case. Some items have been sent away for digital forensic examination, and we're continuing to work closely there with the nurses and staff and doctors at CHEO, as well as Family Child Services. So quite a complex case, getting prepared for court, but it's taken quite a bit of time. Certainly the public interest in that is well worth the effort that's putting in. Sexual assault investigation ongoing with a 12-year-old victim. Any of these cases that I'm sure you can appreciate are robust and are time-consuming stuff for our detectives. So they're working through a number of, we can see a few sexual assault investigations. We have an ongoing fraud investigation as well, with production orders and search warrants being executed to get the evidence that we need. I'd like to highlight newly minted Detective Carding Fraser, who just got appointed to our crime unit branch this past month. She's doing a great job for us already, and her plate's already full. She's been getting tons of cases, and anyone that knows Carly knows she's a great worker. She's going to be a great asset for the crime. So we're really happy to have her there and into that position. And you see there's ongoing intelligence gathering all the time. It's continuing to come in for criminal offenses and drug trafficking activities, things of that nature. Report from our community service officer. Obviously, numerous school visits, which I highlighted earlier. We tried to get in there as much as we can as the year wound down, just to make that connection with students heading into the summer. Very busy with the hiring process for the 4 EFE students you folks were introduced to today. So they're off and running, and it's a big program. It's a big animal for Sean and Ashley to run, and a lot of moving parts and coordination for the day-to-day activities and keeping them engaged in different events. So kudos to them for taking that on. Obviously, Sean's always busy with meetings. He had 1 situation table, 2 filter 4s. There's a couple of Special Olympic golf tournament meetings, Crime Stoppers, just the general meetings that he has month to month. And as always, he's kind of in the forefront of our media relations too, and making sure he's getting good word about things we're doing and involved in out the community. And he's really good to speak with Lake 88 and Kathy Both, Your TV, and things like that, and updating Facebook and social media. So these are some of the events here I just wanted to highlight, just things that maybe we don't give them enough credit for. Obviously, we'd like to have a presence at all of these things. You can see there were Special Council Fair and Sean Keoghan were at the Citizen of the Year Award night. Our Special Olympic Torch Run was a huge success. Obviously, you can see there was $16,000 raised, which is pretty incredible, and that's thanks to the generous people of Smith Falls and area that come through those rules and are always happy to donate, and we're happy to do that for such a worthy cause. On the heels of that, especially with the golf tournament, you can see there over $25,000 raised, massive success as well. And again, that just speaks to the generosity of people that want to get involved and help out there. Bike night event. I haven't seen the video, but I understand Constable Keoghan was at the powwow event. There was some dancing going on. I understand. I've heard some rumors and some rumblings.
He's gone viral.
Yes, I hear it was epic. So good on him for putting himself out there and representing, doing what he does. The Kinsman Hall Bike Safety Rodeo, obviously Hanley Hall is a big event. We always like to attend 2 every month as well too. It's a big hit, and Big Brothers Big Sisters and the We Are Kids program. Just to show some of the things they've been highlighted in and attended this month. On that note, Sean Keoghan, for those that know him, and I'm pretty sure everybody does in this community, seems to be the one name that people recognize, and rightfully so. He's out in the communities. Like I said earlier before, the strength of our service is community first, so we really try to make sure we're involved in a lot of these events. Not just Sean, all our officers, but certainly Sean's on the forefront of that, being our community service officer. So this past month, Sean was nominated and was actually received a 2026 Asset Builder Award, and he was very graciously nominated by Jennifer Miller and Connor at Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And they really talked about and highlighted his commitment to youth, his work with the youth in the community, trying to build those bridges and make a positive engagement between the police and the youth. So Sean was the recipient of this Builder Award, and we're pretty proud of him. I just wanted to make sure that we highlighted his work, because sometimes it doesn't always get noticed when we talk about all the criminal and the traffic work and stuff. So congratulations to Sean Keoghan. Special Constable report. Ashley's been very busy as well this month, and she's doing a great job for us. Proactive bike patrols through the park and downtown core. Lots of foot patrol for her. She's really good to get in with the various businesses downtown and other places around town, just to check in with them and address any issues that may arise. Prisoner security and bookings, document service. She assists officers on mental health calls. She's a great asset there for our patrol people. She'll assist on other various calls too when needed. So we met Bree, so she's been coaching and kind of taking a lead role in coaching and training her and getting her up to speed on what her mandate will be. Evidence room management control. She's done a great job for us, making sure that our evidence and property room gets in tip-top shape, cleaned up and organized, and it's really, really good in there. So kudos to her. She'll assist with dispatch duties to cover for breaks. She's just been minted as a firearms verification officer. She took training. It's fairly in-depth training through the RCMP. So she's able to take a lot of our firearms that officer sees and make sure that they get properly charted and recorded and lodged, and then uploaded to the database with the RCMP. So it's a big job. It actually takes about probably half hour more per gun that we seize, and she's been kind of going. Some things were backlogged, and she's catching us right up on that. So it's great to have her doing that for us. I won't run through all these, but as you see, I just like to list some of the courses and stuff that we send our officers on month to month. So through those, same as the criminal record check, just an update on criminal record checks that we have done over the month. I won't go to. I know Mr. Howard was looking last month. He'd asked about a year-over-year stats comparison, just on a few things. We talk about stats all the time, month to month, but not so much year over year. So I put up for 2024, 2025, and then what I could do up to the end of June for 2026. There you go. But what I do take away from this,
Oh, it's just a second. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, on that last slide, what are we looking at?
that was the criminal record checks that we performed for everybody.
Oh, okay, so.
And I just post that every month just so you can kind of see where we are for numbers. So Mr. Howard had asked about the year-over-year comparison, so I put that up there for the 2024, 2025, obviously, like I said, only what I could do up to June for 2026. I'd like to point out when I look at, talk about our more robust engagement, proactive work, now that we have a little bit more substantial numbers of people on the road to actually do some proactive work as opposed to just reactive. If I go to vehicle stops, on 2024, you can see there was 821 conducted. 2025, we got up to 1,081, and we're already at 880 this year. So we should. That just speaks to me that the investment, the investment in our personnel is adding to the work that we're able to do. Even when you look at the traffic charges, there's a significant increase from 2024 to 2025, and I presume 2026 will probably be as high, if not higher, based on where we are. One that really stands out to me is the last one, the impaired driving tests. In 2024, there was only 8. 2025, there was 29, and we're already at 18 for 2026. So, and that's not saying that there's just more impaired drivers. We're just able to actually have some time to concentrate and do those things that actually kind of blend to the whole safety of everything. So I think the numbers speak for themselves, that the investment in people was probably our biggest Achilles heel time. Now we have it. Now we're able to actually tackle some things more proactively. Hence the numbers speak for themselves. So, and that's all listed in the annual plan as well too. So, and always I just like to put in a couple slides of just some of the great work our folks are doing with the community and stuff. You can see the Torch Run Toll Day, which is a big hit. We're involved in that, and then there's some Special Olympic stuff and everything on the next slide too. So, I always like to highlight that side of the job with it too, which is quite often more fun. So, barring that, I'm just going to, any questions on that?
Well done, sir.
No, Staff Sergeant King will have to up his game in September 1st. So
Yeah. As mentioned, Chief wanted me to just give kind of a brief overview of the Canada Day Bike Night. Obviously, kudos to the DBIA folks who continue to put this great event on. We love supporting, we love to see the people come around. Obviously, we are a little more concerned at the July 1st one just because it was Canada Day and it wasn't just a bike night. There was several other things going on in and around town and in the downtown core. So we staffed that accordingly based on what we anticipated for numbers and everything else. Obviously, as was indicated earlier, the heat was probably, I don't know, our best friend, maybe DBI's worst friend, but I mean, as far as calls for service went, I mean, it was unfortunate. It was just too hot for people to come. Otherwise, I think we would have had a much better showing of people coming. All in all, that said, though, still a great event, still well attended, and I can tell you, we worked well with our law enforcement partners. We had OPP assisting us. They sent some emergency response team members and a canine. Had some uniform members to help us with foot and bike patrol. The biker enforcement unit, provincial biker enforcement unit had a decent presence with us too, and again, police. Our friends at Smith Falls Fire engaged with us as well, and they were a massive help to us too throughout the day with their drone and medical support. And I do know we did have a few heat-related medical episodes that they were able to, right, just understandably so, because it was hot, but they were able to respond to things really quickly. So it was a really good coordinated plan with all of those partners. We had our IT support engaged as well to monitor our cameras and stuff and different things going on, social media and stuff here in the command post. And our AP students were involved as well. And we had, I think, every single one of our officers as well as our civilian members engaged that day. So kudos to them for canceling their holidays and coming in to ensure that we had a great event. So for some of the cost-related activity for logistics, you'll see here, and I assume we're going to get a copy of these. They're here, but salaries we were at $16,000 for salaries for us, but that is not just the event. That I understand that's the day officers in for the entire day, and of course being a holiday too, that was obviously somewhat inflated. The other services that supported us carried their own officer salaries and stuff, so we had some logistical costs we had to put in our salaries and stuff, and then obviously for the radios and things like that too. So it brought that up a bit. But that said, you know, I don't think you can ever be apologetic for being prepared safety-wise for these large events. I mean, we just look at what happened in Toronto about the salsa event as well. And, you know, I've seen articles where they're getting criticized for being under-policed and under-planning for safety and security. And that, you know, something obviously that they'll have a look at. But I felt we had a really good plan. Staff King, our incident commander, did a fantastic job running things, and it was the coordination between us, Public Works, Fire, everybody that was involved, DVA was really good, and I think it was a well-run event. Unfortunate about the weather for them. I'm anticipating August although it will just be back to a bike night event, not all the other Canada Day festivities. I feel if the weather's right, we'll probably have even more people attending just because it's nicer. So. But just for the board's, you know, sake to know that there is obviously a residual cost to this kind of thing, but we're very, very happy to support, obviously, but we need to ensure that the safety and security of everybody, that the event goes smoothly, and it did. So, any questions about that?
Keeps it going. Keeps it going when you have it patrolled that way, because the issues in other communities where it got canceled because of that. So.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other questions. No.
Well done. Chris.
Budget monitor. I'm quite happy to see that our budget's $6,757,000. To date, we spent $2,788,000, so roughly 41%, and that's mostly to grants that Chief Empey's directly involved in getting most of the grants, and kudos to her for looking after that. We are about $500,000, $500,000 under budget at this point in time, which is better than the other way, for sure. So that's congratulations, Jody. Very, very, and Chris. I know I don't give you the recognition you deserve most of the time, but you betcha. No, thank you. And anybody else? Any other comments? We hereby state. Sorry, we hereby. Do I have to do a motion to? That the Smith Falls Police Services Board is adjourn its proceedings at 10:09 and stand adjourned until the next called committee meeting. Sean, Chris, all in favor? We are hereby adjourned.